Hey folks, during the month of June, we continue talking about the importance of perspectives and paradigms. So important. Why? We cannot behave long term differently than how we see. The eye is the lamp of the body. If the eye is dark, it brings darkness into the entire being. If the eye is light, positive, it infects the body with light and positiveness. So we can't get away from this reality. I want to talk today about a perspective I think it's very important to teach our kids, especially in the cultural climate today. And that is to avoid the scarcity mentality. So what is the scarcity mentality? Well, that basically suggests that there's not enough out there for everybody. So we've got to hurry up and get ours before somebody else gets theirs and ours both. There's just not enough to go around. Now, it can be as simple as dessert after supper. We have a large family. Mom might make some cookies for dessert. And I can see the kids kind of jockeying for position. Are there enough cookies for all of us? Who would be first? Who gets the biggest one? If that sounds ridiculous, how about 2020 when there was a run on toilet paper during COVID? I mean, people were buying hundreds of rows of toilet paper, more TP than they would use in 2 years because the scarcity mentality kicked in and they were afraid there wouldn't be enough for them. And so they had a run on toilet paper. This is just the reality of life apart from Jesus Christ. Now, God gave us a very important picture of what we're supposed to be doing, and we're supposed to love others as ourselves. Philippians chapter 2 says, don't look on your own interest, look out for the interest of others. And the glorious thing that in God's economy, there's always enough. When you water others, Proverbs 11 says, you water yourself. When Christ took a few fish and loaves, he fed 5,000 people. He had the ability to stir that to the last fish and the last bread. But instead, in his economy, there were 12 baskets left over. There's always room for more. Now, it might not be when you like it or how you exactly like it, but let's face it, we need to teach our kids to show deference. It's not always about them, it's about others as well. The bad thing about the scarcity mentality is, number one, it's just small-minded. That this whole world's not big enough to meet all the needs. Secondly, it questions God's sovereignty, his character, either his greatness, his ability to provide what we need, or his goodness, his willingness to provide for what we need. So we want to teach our kids, guys, there's always enough. And at what time there might not seem like enough, we probably don't really need it. Whether it's a cookie, a piece of pie, or 100 rolls of toilet paper. My friends, we want to teach our kids to be big kids, not physically, but in their heart. Look out for others. And when they do that, they find peace and joy in their own lives as well. So let's talk to our kids about what are some ways where we see the scarcity mentality in our home. Who gets to sit by the window in the car? Who gets to pick the monthly movie or what family activity there is for the month? And let's see if that applies to our lives as well, so we can understand that's a focus of self or sin in our lives, so we can repent and become more like Jesus, because that is what homeschooling, home discipleship is all about, becoming more like Jesus Christ. This is Kirk Smith with ICHE's Take 5.